NewsNation's legal analyst and contributor of the Law and Crime Network. You're a host there. You're a contributor at NewsNation. I'll get it right.
Okay.
I'm just so in shock with this story.
Yeah.
What is this? It sounds like the prosecutor is saying that these 6 that have been arrested may have been in the past actual victims of the same thing.
We've seen this before in these kinds of cases. Let me tell you, not this kind of case. When we talk about hazing, we usually talk about underage drinking. I can't say I've seen this, but usually you're dealing with a repeated pattern because sometimes the victims become the abusers. And that's when she says we're going to look into the last 5 years. I looked at the law in South Dakota. This second-degree rape, there is a 7-year statute of limitations. So it means if she goes after other people for this, she won't be time barred or in order to bring those claims.
But doesn't it sort of lend a little bit of credibility to the claim that this is part of a hazing ritual if it's being done ritually year after year to the next, you know?
No. Hazing is not a defense. And the reason it's not a defense
I'm not saying it's a defense.
No. And I hear what you're saying, but the important point to remember is sometimes it goes under the rug if it's kind of like underage drinking. It's part of the culture. People don't report it.
Giving somebody a wedgie.
Right.
Like...
But you can't consent to a crime being committed against you because of that undue coercion, that undue pressure in this kind of environment. And I have to tell you, the 2 victims that came forward, we wouldn't have had this case if they didn't come forward. One of them, we know the gender, a male, one not. That's very difficult. Very difficult for anyone to come forward, particularly somebody in this position who...
A small town going to school with the...
Exactly, because now the judge is allowing one of these accusers to be in the same school but has to stay 30 feet away.
Are you surprised by that decision?
So it's a little bit like what we heard from the prosecutor there. We can't ruin these kids' these accusers' lives. They still have a school to go to. They still have activities. They are innocent until proven guilty. Having said that, it's just a really tough case because they are in that same school. So I guess putting some sort of distance between the accuser and the victim is the best you can do.
And it's very disheartening to learn that people are not being supportive of the 2 victims in this case.
There's always a culture of you're a tattletale. There's a culture, this is what we do. We don't know the details of what happened, but we can piece it together based on the charges. This is incredibly serious. You heard Natasha say we're dealing with charges with a maximum of 50 years in prison. Not saying that will happen if they're convicted, but this is a Class 1 felony in South Dakota.
My gosh. This is going to change people's lives.
But it's good that it's exposed. It really is, because honestly, if this was happening for multiple years, think about how many people didn't come forward, who might come forward now.
Well, that's just it. There could be a lot more cases soon to. And she's asking people to come forward. What will be interesting is if some of the people who might come forward and say they were victims are actually now also being accused.
And that's when you're dealing with, accessory, aiding and abetting, things like that.
All right, Jesse Weber. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.